Welcome to the Rendezvous. I'm Raymond Chang. Today we have the privilege of speaking with Christile Drulhe, the Consul General of France in Hong Kong and Macao. Christile's work is instrumental in strengthening ties between France, Hong Kong and Macao while safeguarding the interests of French citizens in the region. So thank you for joining us, Christile.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Our pleasure. Well, could you start with introducing briefly about yourself? Our readers would love to know more about your, let's say, personal glimpse of you if possible.
Well, I've been in Hong Kong for 4 years now, and I really love Hong Kong and this part of the world. I've learned Chinese at university, so I'm more than happy to be able to promote France-Hong Kong exchanges.
Oh, so you get any pets in Hong Kong?
I have a small dog, actually, that I brought from France.
Oh, you brought from France? Is it
Yeah.
a French bulldog?
No, it's a small dog, but very kind.
I see. Well, Christile, if I may, well, as we mark towards the International Women's Day, what significance does this day hold for you and in your diplomatic role?
Well, International Women's Day is an important day for France as we have a feminist diplomacy, which means that promoting women's rights and gender equality is really a priority for us. France has actually adopted its first strategy for a feminist diplomacy last year, and it's important that we also implemented it in Hong Kong. And I must say that I've been impressed by all the volunteers and civil society organizations specialized on women's rights in Hong Kong. And together with them, we're happy to organize different events highlighting role models, but also discussing the issues at stakes and exchanging good practices.
So when you say feminist diplomacy, are you talking about being more equal or being more feminine? So which one is it that you're really talking about?
Well, feminist diplomacy is really about empowering women, who represent half of humanity and should be fully involved in finding solutions to our global challenges, societal challenges in education, development, we should really fight against all kinds of discrimination and violence against women, including domestic violence.
So when you say feminist diplomacy, it's not just about the women, right? It can be about men as well. You're talking about equal being and gender equalness, things like that, right? Equality, things like that?
Of course, feminist diplomacy is absolutely an inclusive kind of diplomacy, and we need men also to support us.
Yeah, sure. So tell me, how does France integrate the promotion of women's empowerment into its international partnerships?
So actually, France is committed in mainstreaming women's rights in all areas of our diplomacy: peace and security, climate and environment, development, education, economy and finance. We are really promoting multilateral conventions defending women's rights. We encourage, for example, the universalization of the Convention of Istanbul to prevent and fight against violence against women. Also a growing issue on which France is fully mobilized is fighting against digital gender-based violence, which is a growing issue on social networks amplified by AI. We see masculinistic trends, disseminated idea of against women, and so that's why also France supported the first United Nations resolution on digital gender-based violence in 2024.
I see. So talking about France and Hong Kong relations, Hong Kong's been a bridge between Asia and Europe for years. How do you see women contributing to France-Hong Kong cooperation?
Well, since my arrival, I've met with brilliant women in Hong Kong. women that are fully committed to also promoting France-Hong Kong relations. I could mention the two Hong Kong co-chairs of French May, who are wonderful ladies. I could also mention a wonderful French professor at HK&Macau, to whom I awarded a prestigious distinction of the French Republic 2 days ago, as an acknowledgement of all her contribution to develop France-Hong Kong exchanges in finance, and particularly in green finance, Véronique Lafont-Vinet.
We're talking about different fields. So in areas such as finance, innovation, culture, what do you see these opportunities for women leaders to deepen such France-Hong Kong ties?
Well, actually, so I've mentioned examples from the culture and academic sector, but there are so many women also involved in business and innovation exchanges with France. In Hong Kong, we have something like 400 French branches, and employing a lot of something like 25,000 people, among which a lot of women. We have a lot of women entrepreneurs. We have fantastic women scientists. And by the way, on the occasion of Women's Day, the HKU Pasteur Joint Research Board, we organize a great event to encourage women also to choose a scientific career path, and to overcome also the glass ceiling that unfortunately still exists. So in Hong Kong, there are so many opportunities for our great women to drive forward our exchanges.
I see. So are there any existing educational cultural exchanges between France and Hong Kong that is particularly beneficial to young women or youngsters in general?
So here I would like to mention a fantastic Hong Kong-based French NGO, Inspiring Girls, with which we have worked on mentorship programs for girls and young women, including in collaboration with the French International School. So what has been done here is really to encourage young girls to really be ambitious and develop competences to achieve their dreams and contribute in their own fields to society. So apart from this collaboration, we have lots of scholarships also between France and Hong Kong to allow young women, but also men, to study in France. And here I would like to underline the fact that you don't need to speak French to study in France. We have a lot of English programs, so don't hesitate to really apply for those great scholarships.
Just like you don't have to speak Chinese in order to work in Hong Kong.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So talking about leadership and diplomacy, now as a woman serving as a general counsel, how do you see the role of women evolving in diplomacy today?
Well, it's true that traditionally women have been underrepresented in diplomacy, but we see that they are more and more important, and that's really also part of the mission of our strategy to empower women in diplomacy, to encourage more negotiators and mediators, more women involved in development and education. Yeah, it's a growing trend.
When you say underrepresented, well, this field, diplomacy is actually a traditionally male-dominated field. And have you ever felt under any particular pressure in this kind of field?
Me, no, and I must say that the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs is also fully committed to promoting women to senior positions. So we actually, our ministry adopted a 2-year action plan in 2024. And today we see that 45% of ambassadors who are appointed for the first time are women. And myself, I'm also, as the first woman Consul General in Hong Kong, I'm also the example of this effort of our ministry to promote women to senior diplomatic positions.
Well, talking about this, well, you see there are a lot of female leaders around the world. They have female presidents in the Philippines, in Indonesia, in South Korea, and yet, how do you, well, as a French subject, how do you find French accepting a female president? Well, no names, of course. We're not talking about any names. But as a female, how do you see people in France saying, well, we're gonna, let's say, have a female president? How would they find it?
Well, we've had female prime minister, foreign ministers, so I'm sure it will not be a problem.
Yeah. Elizabeth, you're talking about.
Pardon me?
You're talking about Elizabeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah. When we talk about women leaders, everybody was expecting a female president in the United States way back, but of course it never did happen. Yet there are more female leaders in, let's say, in the parliament in Turkey, in Indonesia, in the Philippines. Yet in the West, there are very few really prominent leaders. I mean, female leaders. How would you comment on that one?
If you look at the European Union level, the president of the European Commission is also a great woman. So we do have a lot of role models also in politics among women.
Do you find Europeans more accepting female leaders than the rest of the West, let's say America?
That I don't know. I wouldn't know comment on that. Yeah.
So you have a role model for that one. You were talking about von der Leyen, let's say Angela Merkel, lots of these very prominent female leaders. If I were to ask you, you have a role model for yourself, female role model.
Well, today we have a minister delegate in charge of development, Francophonie and French nationals abroad, who is a fantastic woman, very young, but who had also a career as a parliamentarian. So for me, she's also an inspiration.
I see. So what qualities is especially important for women who aspire to, to lead in international affairs, in that sense?
Well, I think women like men can have different styles, different qualities, but the key thing is really to be self-confident and to develop the right competences that will allow you to have an impact on international affairs. So that would be my advice for any young woman who would like to engage themselves to bring solutions to this very complex world.
I see, but still, women are being underrepresented right now, right?
Absolutely, it's work in progress.
Yeah,
that's why we need to encourage them.
Yeah, sure. So let's move on to some forward-looking stuff. Now, what message would you like to share with young women and young people in general in Hong Kong or who are considering international careers?
Well, I would like to encourage them to really engage themselves in international affairs. We live in a world that is more and more complex, marred by geopolitical tensions, a lot of geoeconomic issues, and we need experts, including among women and young people in general, to find solutions. We are all interconnected, but our world is also more and more fragmented, so we have to train new experts who will help us, keep us together, keep the momentum, and including on women's rights.
Well, put it this way: if you were to use one word to describe, the defining characteristics of women in France, in Hong Kong, or in mainland China, how would you describe these people?
The main, sorry, what?
If you were to use one word,
okay.
To describe the defining characteristics of women in France, in Hong Kong, and possibly in mainland China, how would you pick that word? You find them romantic, you find them assertive, you find them what?
Yeah. Well, it's difficult to say, but I would like to pick the word strong because I think it's important for women to trust the capacities to bring solutions to societies just like men.
And that strong word is for which one? For Hong Kong, for China,
For both
or
of
France?
them. For both of them.
Everybody.
For everybody, yeah, exactly.
For everybody. Well, looking ahead, so how much longer are you going to be in Hong Kong for your current term? And before it ends, are there any particular goals, projects, or lasting impressions you're especially hoping to achieve or leave behind?
Well, I've been here for almost 4 years now, and my term will end very soon. But I think we've achieved a lot together in the business and also in the cultural field. I'm pretty proud that we could launch a new partnership in health. We've also done a lot to promote the decarbonization of the economy with our Team France, specialized in solutions to save energy for construction, for the renovation of older buildings. And we've had also a lot of success stories in terms of two-way investment. For example, in France with luxury hotel groups, here investing in hospitality projects in France, which, as you know, is the first world destination for tourism, but also in Hong Kong with, for example, recently, this major investment in aeronautics to recycle airplane parts. Before I leave, I would like to come back to your question. I would like to, leave the impression that France is a reliable long-term partner with which Hong Kong has great potential to continue to expand our relations, provided that Hong Kong, retain all the specificities that make its attractiveness, including the rule of law and its fantastic business environment.
Thank you very much. But by the way, one last sentence or one last statement, what would you say to our readers in Hong Kong if you were to tell them directly something about France?
Well, choose France to explore, study, develop your business career. And in Hong Kong, we have great men and women who are fully committed to developing our exchanges. So happy Women's Day.
And by the way, did you not get what Christile said? She said, no French needed. You don't have to speak French in order to go to France, right?
Absolutely. We manage in English and also in Chinese.
Once again, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.